Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. It's another typical Saturday evening. The sky blushes as the sun dips behind the city skyline, and there's a chill in the air that hints at the coming winter. We're off to dinner at a friend's place in the affluent part of town. I adjust my tie in the car mirror, trying to look the part. My wife, Clara, fusses with her hair, the light catching on a delicate necklace around her neck, a splash of diamonds that dances tantalizingly with every subtle movement she makes. "That's new," I remark, nodding towards the glittering piece as I start the engine. Clara smiles, a secretive curl playing on her lips. "Just a little something I picked up," she replies, her voice a melody of innocence. We arrive and are greeted warmly, drinks thrust into our hands as we mingle. The room buzzes with the low hum of affluence and comfort, friends and colleagues draped in their weekend best, laughter spilling like rich wine. As the evening unfolds, I find myself in a quiet corner with my best friend, Alex, who's nursing his scotch with more attention than usual. His gaze is locked on Clara, or more precisely, on the necklace at her throat. "Nice piece Clara's wearing," he mutters, almost to himself. "Yeah, she said it was a new purchase," I reply, taking a sip of my own drink. Alex's brow furrows as he leans in closer, his voice dropping to a whisper. "I bought the exact same necklace for our boss. For his mistress, actually. It's limited edition, supposed to be numbered 378 out of 500. A cold shiver runs down my spine. "Are you sure?" I ask, my voice barely a thread. "Absolutely. Saw it at the jeweler's when I picked it up." The rest of the evening becomes a blur of forced smiles and clinking glasses. My mind races as I steal glances at Clara, the necklace now a chain of suspicion. During dinner, under the pretense of admiring it, I lean closer to Clara. "It's stunning, Clara. Where did you get it?" I venture, trying to keep my voice steady. "A little boutique downtown," she answers, her eyes not meeting mine. After dinner, while Clara helps with the dishes, I manage a moment alone with the necklace. My hands tremble as I find the tiny engraving at the clasp, 378/500. The confirmation hits like a punch to the gut. My wife, the woman I trust more than anyone, has betrayed me. The drive home is silent, punctuated only by the hollow noise of tires on asphalt. The revelation weighs heavily between us, an unspoken accusation. At home, Clara heads straight to bed, claiming fatigue. I sit in the dark living room, the necklace's cold glint etched into my mind. I decide not to confront her. Not yet. Revenge, a dark whisper in my thoughts, promises a sweeter, more fitting retribution. She has shattered our vows, and in return, I will break her world, meticulously and completely. As the night deepens, plans begin to form, each more cruel and calculated than the last. Divorce would be too easy, too quick. No, I want her to feel this betrayal, to live with it. I won't leave her, but she will wake up every day to a husband who is nothing more than a ghost of the man she betrayed. The game has just begun, and I am nowhere near ready to reveal my hand. Monday morning arrives with a suffocating silence in our home. I wake up early, the remnants of the weekend's revelations festering like an open wound. Clara is still asleep, oblivious to the storm brewing just across the sheets. I dress quietly, my movements deliberate and my mind racing with the schematics of retribution. At work, the mundane tasks of the day do little to distract me. I catch myself staring at the clock, each tick echoing the deceit. My resolve hardens with every passing minute. When lunchtime arrives, I leave the office for a small, discreet investigator's office tucked away in a nondescript building downtown. The office smells of old books and desperation. A man, grizzled and worn by years of digging through other people's dirt, greets me. His name is Marcus. After ensuring privacy, I lay out my needs succinctly. I need comprehensive surveillance on my wife. Phone, email, the works. I suspect she's having an affair, I state, the words tasting bitter on my tongue. Marcus nods, unfazed. We can set that up. It'll take a few days to get everything in place. You'll have real-time updates. Any specific instructions on how you want this handled? Discretion is key. She can't know. Not yet, I reply, my voice steel. The meeting concludes with a handshake that feels more like a pact. Returning to the office, I immerse myself in work, my thoughts occasionally drifting to Clara. By the time I get home, it's late. Clara is in the kitchen, a semblance of normalcy as she stirs something on the stove. Long day? She asks without turning around. Very. What's for dinner? I keep my tone neutral, a mask of calm. Just some pasta. It'll be ready soon. Her voice is light, but I catch a tremor of something else, guilt, perhaps, or just my imagination. We sit down to eat, the clinking of cutlery against plates filling the void between us. I watch her, noting the nervous way she tugs at her hair, the quick, fleeting glances she throws my way. Is everything all right? She finally asks, setting her fork down with a clatter. Everything's fine, I lie smoothly, pushing the pasta around my plate. Just tired. The conversation stutters along until we retire for the night. In bed, I turn away from her, the distance between us now measured in secrets as much as space. Over the next few days, Marcus's updates become the pulse I live by. Each report details Clara's calls, her messages, the mundane and the suspicious. But it's the confirmation of an unknown number, frequently contacted, that tightens the noose. One evening, as we sit watching TV, my phone buzzes discreetly. It's a message from Marcus, got something. Meet tomorrow. I glance at Clara, her attention fixed on the screen, laughter bubbling from her lips at some sitcom joke. The sound grates against me. Something funny? I ask, feigning interest. Just this show. It's hilarious, she chuckles, unaware of the double life unfolding around her. Can't wait to catch up on it, I reply, my words layered with a meaning only I understand. As Clara continues to laugh, I sit there, the architect of her undoing, plotting the next steps of a revenge that promises to be as meticulous as it is merciless. The storm I am brewing will leave nothing but devastation in its wake. The morning sun casts a mocking glare through the office blinds as I sit across from Marcus in his cramped, shadow-filled room. The air is thick with anticipation, or is it dread? I can't quite decide. He slides a folder across the desk, it's thin but ominous. We've got her pattern down, Marcus says, his voice a gravelly whisper. Calls, texts, even some emails. She meets him twice a week, always at the same place, an art gallery downtown. Here are the photos. His finger taps on a grainy image of Clara entering the gallery, her posture tense, looking over her shoulder. The sight of her duplicity, so blatantly captured, fuels a bitter anger in me. Do we know who he is? I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. Marcus flips to another photo, this one clearer. Name's Daniel Harper. Works in finance. Divorced, no kids. I take a long, hard look at the man who's entangled with my wife. I want more on him. Everything. Will do, Marcus confirms, his eyes sharp. What's your next move? I pause, the weight of the situation pressing down on me. Keep tracking. I want to know the next time they meet. Later that day, I return home to find Clara in the garden, her hands deep in the soil, planting spring bulbs. Her serene exterior grates against the chaos she's wrought within our marriage. Working hard? I call out as I approach. She looks up, smiling. Just trying to get these in before it gets too cold. How was your day? Usual stuff. Might have to go on a business trip next week, I lie, planting seeds of my own, excuses for my upcoming absences. That's sudden, isn't it? There's a flicker of something in her expression, but it's gone before I can read it. Things move fast in my line of work, I reply casually. You'll manage fine, I'm sure. We spend the evening in a typical but strained domestic routine, each of us playing our parts. The next day, I receive a text from Marcus just as I'm about to leave the office. They're meeting today. 4 p.m. I drive to the gallery, parking a block away. The waiting is agony, each minute stretching out endlessly. Finally, I see them, Clara and Daniel, laughing as they stroll into the gallery. I don't follow. I don't need to see more. This is confirmation enough. That evening, I confront her. We're in the kitchen, the room echoing with the ticking of the clock, a countdown to the implosion of our marriage. Clara, we need to talk, I begin, my voice calm but firm. She turns, her expression wary. What's wrong? I know about Daniel Harper, I say bluntly, watching her closely. Her face crumbles, the truth hitting her like a physical blow. I can explain, she stammers, her hands shaking. No need. I've seen enough, I interrupt, my heart hardening against her pleas. I'm not here to discuss your reasons or to beg you to stay. I want you to understand something very clearly. From now on, you will see the consequences of your actions unfold. Clara's eyes fill with tears, her voice barely a whisper. What are you going to do? I haven't decided yet, I reply coldly. But I assure you, Clara, you will regret this deeply. As she sobs, I walk away, leaving her alone with her guilt. The game of retribution has just begun, and I am far from done. Each move will be calculated, designed to dismantle the life she knows, piece by piece. This is not just a response, it is a promise of a downfall she never saw coming. The next few weeks are a calculated torment for Clara, orchestrated with a chilling precision. Every aspect of her betrayal is repaid in kind, her world unraveling thread by thread as I pull at the strings of our once shared life. Clara's phone, now a constant source of anxiety, rings with unknown callers at all hours, friends who question her, colleagues who doubt her integrity after anonymous tips. Her emails are mysteriously leaked, sordid details of her affair sprinkled like poison through her professional network. One cold evening, as the autumn leaves scrape ghost-like along the pavement, I invite both Clara and Daniel to our home under the guise of seeking reconciliation. They arrive together, cautious but hopeful, unaware of the final act I've planned. Thank you for coming, I start, my voice eerily calm as I lead them into the living room where 2 chairs face a large screen. Please, sit. Clara and Daniel exchange uneasy glances but comply, the tension between them palpable. I click a remote, and the screen flickers to life. The room is flooded with images of their messages, their intimate moments captured by surveillance. The proof of their deceit is displayed in excruciating detail, their secret language of love turned into an undeniable accusation. How long? I ask, my voice steady despite the roaring in my ears. It wasn't supposed to happen. Clara begins, her voice trembling. Save it, I cut her off, my anger a living thing in the room. I've heard enough lies. Daniel tries to interject, look, I'm sorry. I didn't do this for apologies. I did this for clarity, for my own closure, I interrupt him, my gaze icy. The meeting ends with them leaving, shattered and shamed, their departure from my life as final as the closing of a grave. But my plan doesn't end with just their humiliation and fear. Over the next days, I systematically dismantle the life Clara built with Daniel. His finances take a hit through well-placed rumors that see investors pull out, his reputation smeared beyond recovery. Clara finds herself isolated, her friends recoiling from her as details of her infidelity become public fodder, her job lost amid the scandal. On a cold, clear morning, I arranged to meet Clara one last time at a cafe we once loved. She looks diminished, her eyes haunted by the wreckage of her life. Why did you do it, Clara? Not the affair, the lies. Why? I ask, not expecting an answer that would satisfy the hurt. I thought I was missing something, searching for something different. But I was wrong. I destroyed everything, she whispers, her voice hollow. I wanted you to feel a fraction of what I felt. To understand the betrayal, I say quietly, my heart twisted with a pain that has not eased. She nods, tears streaming down her face. I do. I'm so sorry, for all of it. I hope one day you can forgive me. I stand, leaving a folder on the table. This is the last of our joint accounts, now closed. Our house is sold, the divorce finalized. There's nothing left between us. Clara opens the folder, her hand shaking. Where will you go? Somewhere new. Somewhere far from here and all of this, I say, my voice finally breaking with the strain of my rancor. As I walk away, the final chapter of our story closes with a painful yet freeing finality. My revenge, thorough and devastating, has left us both less than we were, a testament to the destructive power of betrayal and retribution. We part forever, bound only by our mutual hatred of betrayal, a tragic conclusion to a love that once promised so much.